Welcome everyone to this CallTalk Caramel, and we're very happy to have with us Matthew Duncan, who is Director of Onboarding and Support at CommunityWFM and has 25 years of workforce management experience. For the past 21 years, Matt's worked for CommunityWFM in a number of roles, and before that, he spent time, 4 years in fact, with Disney Direct Marketing, working with all of Mickey Mouse's friends over there and doing the WFM for about 1,200 agents. So it's pretty fun working for Disney, is it, Matt?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We didn't really have too much interaction with the parks and the characters and such, but really enjoyed my time working for Disney Direct Marketing and the actual functions of the job.
Let's start with shrinkage. Managing shrinkage in contact centers is a big challenge, everyone knows. So if you could take a few minutes and explain what shrinkage is for those new to the industry and how workforce management analysts should approach shrinkage.
Absolutely, Bruce, not a problem. WFM shrinkage, not the kind that you find on a Seinfeld episode, of course, is really defined as the amount of additional scheduling of agents that you would need to allow for things such as call outs, tardies, meetings, trainings, and so on to occur, but still have enough staff left over to meet your service level goals. A metaphor that I like to talk about and use for discussing what shrinkage truly is imagine you work for a box store and you're wanting to sell 100 cameras off of your shelf for a given time frame. So the question becomes, how many of those cameras should you order from your warehouse to ensure that you have the 100 to sell on your shelf? You wouldn't want to order just simply 100 of those cameras from your warehouse. You would want to make sure that you order enough to cover any type of losses due to damage, theft, lost goods, so on and so forth, to ensure that you have the 100 cameras left over to put on your shelves. So this is really the same thing with agent staffing, scheduling enough agents so that as the shrinkage occurs, and it will occur, you're still left over with your base amount of agents required to meet those service level goals. So,
question though, which regarding the training, I've heard over and over how important it is to invest in training for workforce management, and you have some good insights on that. Could you share those with us now?
Yeah, absolutely. So, in the past, we've encountered a good number of clients that have adopted a policy of, we really don't understand how the product works. We only really understand how we as a company work the WFM product. Yeah. And this can be due to, turnover in the WFM department, which is a very high rate of turnover we've seen over the years. And, as new analysts come on board, they are given secondhand and even possibly third-hand training on how to use that WFM tool. And of course, we know that grandfathered processes over time may fall out of use or be less efficient than processes that may be required today in your environment. So we find that investing in a formal training from the individual WFM software vendor that you have in place will always help to provide a quick ROI and ensure that your analysts are using the product properly and in the most efficient way possible.
Right. Well, boy, we see the same thing. In fact, it was in response to a great need that we developed a course on workforce management, on-demand course, and which has proved to be very, very popular. And one last question here. We had a listener who just started to track agents' adherence to schedule and asked what a good starting goal is for adherence percentages.
Yeah, very common question that we get when we're working with customers that maybe are a little new or a little green to WFM. And so what we typically suggest starting with is maybe around an 85 to 90% adherence goal for the day for the agents. And this is really to allow for the agents to get more comfortable with what occurrences on their schedules actually impact their adherence scores. So they get a better understanding of, what impact their adherence score for the day does stepping away to go to the restroom have on their percentages. So, 85 to 90% starting, and then possibly ramping that up to, let's say, between 90 and 95% adherence after a few weeks or a month, Again, at this point, everybody should be comfortable with what impacts there are to their scores.
Mhm.
And 95% might seem shockingly high and hard to achieve. But in terms of a typical 8.5 hour schedule that most agents have scheduled for them, a 95% adherence score really allows for still approximately 20 minutes out of adherence for the day. This could be where they're stuck on a call and they can't go to break on time, or they're just simply needing to step away to go to the restroom. And again, 20 minutes total for a day, they still meet that 95% adherence goal, which is absolutely achievable for a well-run contact center.
Okay, fabulous. Listen, Matt Duncan, we really, really appreciate your thoughts and your suggestions here, and appreciate you coming on Call Talk Caramel this episode.
Absolutely. I appreciate you allowing me to be a part of the show.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.